What's going on out there, YouTube? John back again. Finally back after a couple weeks. We're going to finally be doing another video. Just got a bunch of new stuff in. Got a lot of Blu-ray pickups, a ton of Laserdisc pickups. So we're going to get this thing going just a couple minutes. First of all, this first batch I'm going to show you came from a Laserdisc Forever member by the name of Peter B. and Cardi. Ended up going to his house a couple weeks ago. Picked up about maybe over 100 Laserdiscs from him. We came on a fair price. The funny part is, if you guys remember one of my last videos where I did Halloween 4 and Halloween 5, it turns out that he bought about 5 boxes worth of movies from the same guy who sold me Halloween 4 and Halloween 5. The reason he was able to get them is because he actually met this guy at his house. I just met him in a public place. So if I would have gone to his house, maybe I could have gotten 5 boxes of Laserdisc. But you know what? I'll take what I got because I ended up doing pretty good. Now, out of those 2 boxes that I ended up getting, I'm keeping a certain amount and I'm going to be selling the others. But what you're going to see is the stuff I plan on keeping. And I haven't gone through the rest of it yet because I'm still kind of undecided. So let's start here. We got Curse of the Werewolf. I know it's a Hammer film, one of the last Universal Monsters movies I've been needing to get. Finally picked this one up. Never seen it, but, you know, Universal Horror, got to pick that one up. This one I've heard of, but never actually picked it up until now. That's The Manitou. Actually heard this was a pretty good movie. Again, never seen it, but, you know, it was part of the lot. Next one. Now, this one's a classic. Actually, I have this and the sequel. Got Westworld with Yul Brynner. And Future World, Peter Fonda, Brad Danner, and Yul Brynner, excuse me. Both 2 good movies. Glad to have those on Laserdisc. I actually don't even have either one of these on DVD, so glad to get. Now, this one here, bought this one, figured out, you know, this one's never actually been released to DVD, so kind of glad to get this one in the stack. Nightwing. Never seen this one, but I know it's about killer bats, so, you know, what the heck, it's probably going to be a fun movie to watch. Next one, one of the main reasons I contacted Peter, because he had this one, and I really wanted to get it, so that's Terror Train. One of the better, you know, Halloween clones from the 80s. Really good movie. I enjoy this. I actually have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, so very good film. Next one up, Sean S. Cunningham. Underrated film. Very good movie. Deep Star 6. Been wanting this Laserdisc for a while. I have the DVD, but I think it's full frame. I can't remember, but I've been wanting it on Laserdisc for a while. Next one. This one, a lot of people probably never seen this one. Moon 44. This one is actually a Roland Emmerich film. I believe this was his second film. Roland Emmerich, you know, if anyone knows Roland Emmerich's work, he did Universal Soldier, Stargate, Independence Day, Day After Tomorrow, the Godzilla remake, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, his first 2 movies are actually, you know, a little bit better than the stuff he's churned out recently. Moon 44 is an excellent, underrated film. Not a lot of people gave it any good credit. It has Michael Paré in it. He's a great actor. You know, he got pigeonholed into a lot of bad roles, but, you know, I think this was like one of the last like really big Hollywood films that he did until he just, you know, started falling off the map and everything. But, you know, he's started to make a little bit of a comeback. Hopefully he does a bigger project soon. Because if any of you guys saw The Lincoln Lawyer a couple years ago, he was in that and he actually did pretty good for the short time he was in it. So, next one, got a little Jean-Claude Van Damme cheese fest here, but I also wanted this one too. That's Street Fighter. Jean-Claude Van Damme is my second favorite action hero, so I had to pick this one up just because, and, you know, the signature collection was pretty cool. That aside, the movie's not that great, but I still love Jean-Claude Van Damme, so. Next one up, had to get this one, Black Sunday. I heard this one was actually a pretty good movie. Never actually seen it, so decided to pick it up. And next one, I saw this one on TBS back when I was a kid, but I saw this one in the set and I had to pick it up. That was The Swarm. I couldn't remember anything about it. I know it was really, really cheesy. So, but I'm probably going to watch it again, and I'll enjoy it, so what the heck. This next one up just came out on Blu-ray today, and that was The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. Haven't seen this one, but like I said, I know it just came out on Blu-ray, so pretty good. I guess we'll like it, I don't know. Another one, never seen it. The Satan Bug. Figured I'd pick it up. Looks pretty cool, so, you know, I mean, anyway. Next one. Zardoz, great cheesy movie. Glad to finally have this one on Laserdisc. So, one of Sean Connery's more underrated films, so to speak. Next one, Came from Beneath the Sea. Classic B-movie monster movie. I've seen it several times. Great freaking film for what it is. Next one up, we got The Fly and Return of the Fly. Cool thing about these, they have the digital sound, but unfortunately these are in full frame, and, both Fly movies were shot in CinemaScope, so, kind of sucks it's in full frame, but, take what you can get, so to speak. But I guess I shouldn't argue too much, because the next one kind of rectifies that, and that's The Fly, actually in widescreen, AC3 soundtrack, isolated score. Great movie. I hate to say it, I prefer the remake to this one. That's like, oh, that's heresy. Oh, you gotta like the original. Well, sometimes, you know what? I'll take the remake. David Cronenberg film, great freaking movie. So anyway, next one up. Fantastic Voyage. Never actually seen this until the other day. Was actually glad to watch this. I've seen all the rip-offs on cartoons, so to speak. One of my favorite, Futurama episodes, rips on Fantastic Voyage. But, now I watch it. Pretty good little movie, so I'm glad I decided that was a keeper. So, now, like I said, I'm just going to keep on, I'm thumbing through here. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, never seen it, but it's one of them old big budget movies, so I figured, what the heck, worth a shot. I like this stuff, so I got to keep it. Another one never seen, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Gonna watch that eventually. Had to keep that one. Now this one, I actually just watched it last week, and I'm kind of mad at myself for never watching it years and years ago, because this was a very good film, and that was The Poseidon Adventure. Again, never seen it until last week. This is a very good movie. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I like the big budget scale, all the actors. Gene Hackman, he did a great job. Ernest Borgnine did a great job in this movie. Now I kind of want to get this on Blu-ray because, I want to see it in my nice big home theater and everything like that. So, glad I finally got to see this movie, and, glad I saw it to say my first time was on Laserdisc. So there we go. Another two ones we got here. Let's do these in order. We got In Like Flint and Our Man Flint. And what I like about these, they got these nice little gatefolds with the story behind it and everything like that. It's pretty cool. Never actually seen either one of these, but you know what? From what I understand, Austin Powers films kind of took some liberties with these. So, I figured I'd take these just so I could watch them. Now we got a horrible, boring, uninteresting film, but I like the art, and that's Raise the Titanic. Again, horrible film. Clive Cussler had every right to be mad about this movie or this book getting made into a movie because they did a horrible job with it. But you know what? The only redeeming factor of this is the special effects sequence where they actually do raise the Titanic. It actually is pretty cool. Really cool practical effects. I mean, that's like the only reason this is a keeper is just for that one scene. But everything else other than that, I literally tried watching this again that night, I think a few nights ago, and within 30 minutes I was done. I was out like a light. I fell asleep. So fairly boring. We're coming up near the end of this little stash, but next one I got here, Wizards, Ralph Bakshi flick, one of the best Ralph Bakshi flicks out there. Unfortunately, this disc is a tad rotted. It's one of them 3M pressings, but I say a tad rotted. It's probably level 2, 2.5. The sound's not distorted. The picture is snowy, but it's totally watchable. It's just it just sucks. It's a crying shame this is rotted. This is a good movie. And another great Ralph Bakshi film, Fire and Ice. Now, surprisingly, no rot on this one. There's an old, Pioneer USA pressing, and some of these didn't do too well, but this one's in really good shape. No rot. Actually, my favorite Ralph Bakshi film I actually have on Laserdisc, and that's American Pop, sitting over there in the collection. The great thing about that one is, absolutely no rot, DADC pressing, perfect, and glad to have that one on Laserdisc too. I wish I could show you guys, but this is for new pickups, not stuff I've had for a while. Next one up. This British miniseries called The Tripods. Now, I never actually heard of this, but it looks interesting. I did a little research. I don't think it's ever been released on DVD over here, so I figured I'd have to pick that up just because. Another one I researched. Never actually seen it, but I know a lot of people talk about how good it is, how they wish it would come out on DVD, and that's The Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm. And like I said, never even heard of this movie until, I was looking at this whole box of stuff that I got and I researched it. And again, never come out on DVD. I don't know why. And then, people are paying pretty good money for this thing, so it was like, I'm going to keep it. Maybe I'll enjoy it, but if not, to eBay it goes. Let's see. Yep, last one out of that stash was the main reason I contacted this guy. A Laserdisc I've been wanting for a long time, and that was Robinson Crusoe on Mars. great, sci-fi flick. This is out on Blu-ray, it's out on DVD, but I've just been wanting to see it on Laserdisc forever because a lot of people, have been saying, "Oh God, you got to get the Laserdisc. It's such good, it's such a great transfer." So, I don't know. You know what? I'm just glad I got it. So I'm happy to have this one. I can't wait to watch it. All right. So we got Peter's stash out of the way. Thanks to him for that one. Do got one little thing from Luis Munoz in here. A little one, but nothing major. But we'll get to him in a minute. Next thing we got up is the... I went to this one new shop they opened up out in Indiana. They have some cool retro stuff there. I picked up Phenomenon. Now, don't let the price tag fool if you can see it. No, it did not cost me that much. This only cost me $2. But I picked it up because it's a really good movie. John Travolta, one of his better performances he gave. I love John Travolta as an actor. I'm glad that he came back from the 1980s slump because, he has a lot of talent, and I hope he makes some more good movies, because he's starting to slip again. So, dealt with an eBay seller so I could get my Universal Monsters collection almost complete. Out of the Monsters series, I need one more film, and that's Bram Stoker, or the original, not Bram Stoker, the Bela Lugosi Dracula. That's the only one I'm missing out of the Monsters collection. Out of the sci-fi horror side of things, I think the only other thing I need is The Incredible Shrinking Man. But, those two aside, this has almost completed it. So, we got Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then we got Revenge of the Creature, Creature Walks Among Us. I love the whole series of films. I've seen them several times, but I've been wanting to get them on Laserdisc because the black and white movies, they look so much better to me on Laserdisc than they do on DVD because it's just the way it seems to me like it was meant to be seen. So glad to have that. Blu-ray is the other good counterpart, and I've seen Creature from the Black Lagoon on Blu-ray. Nothing's going to beat that, of course, but the Laserdisc versus the DVD, I'll take the Laserdisc. So there we go. I had to pick this one up. This was brand new, but had to open it. Phantom of the Opera. This is the what is this? The Claude Rains version. This is not the Lon Chaney version. This is still a pretty good movie, so picked that one up. It was brand new. I think it was like $10. I won it in auction, so there you go. Now, unfortunately, this one, a great underrated film that not a lot of people know about, at least outside of certain circles. But Pin, very good psychological thriller. So many good performances in here. It's a great Canadian film. This disc is a tad rotted. I think the beginning of each side, the first 30 minutes are okay, but then as it progresses, it gets a little bad. But, it's totally watchable. The seller on eBay, he was really nice. I told him, hey, this is kind of rotted, and, without a hesitation, refunded me for it. But, I bought the other stuff from him. He really didn't care. So, but, I'm still glad to have this one on Laserdisc. I don't think I'm going to track it down again. The only reason I mainly got it, because I have Pin on DVD, but I bought this one mainly because I wanted the Universal stuff, and I needed something to pad the lot a little bit. So, but I'll keep that one, who cares. Now we're going to do a little, this is part of my update series here. You guys remember I showed you Halloween 3 in my last video, and I said it was a little rotted. Well, the cool thing was that seller that I dealt with on eBay, very nice guy, got the Halloween 3 in. It's right here. Nice little plastic. This one actually has the DiscoVision seal still on there. Happy to report, 100% free rot. So now I got all the Halloweens, 0 rot on any of them. Very happy to have that one completed. And then last one, like I said, part of the update series. Said I was getting Hellraiser 3 in the mail. There it is. Came from G&J Rarities. Did a very good job on the packaging. Great condition disc. Hellraiser's done. We finally got it done, guys. So we're almost there. Next ones that we're going to say we're done with. Here we go. I've already had Child's Play 1 and 2. Got Child's Play 3. Now this one's special to me. Let me just talk about this one for a second. This is going to sound stupid. This is the first horror movie I ever watched. I kid you not. My cousin was babysitting me back in 91, 92. And we rented this from the local video store. And I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. Right there, the horror movie guy known as me was born. So after watching this, I was renting every horror movie I could get my hands on. That's when I saw the original Chucky's. That's when I saw Hellraiser and got into Halloween and everything like that. So the seeds of horror were planted with Child's Play 3. So, not a lot of people are going to brag about that, but I don't care. It took one horror movie to get me into the rest, and you know what, I'll say it. Child's Play 3, I'm proud it took care of it. So, last one. Bride of Chucky. Child's Play collection is now officially complete. My favorite sequel. Right amount of humor, right amount of gore. Just a funny movie. All people are not going to agree with me. I don't care. I like Bride of Chucky the most out of the sequels. The first one's still the best. But anybody who tries to tell you that Curse of Chucky or Seed of Chucky is better than this, they're full, pardon my expression, they're full of shit, alright? This one's the best sequel. So there we go. So now, you saw that. Halloween's done. Child's Play movies are done. Hellraiser's done. Unfortunately, Freddy Krueger's not done. I told you guys on the last video that Nightmare on Elm Street 4 was going to come in. Seller assured me it was 100% rot-free. Well, he doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground because that sucker was rotted to the core. We fought over me getting a refund. I sent it back to him. He dicked me around trying to say that, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then I had to open up a case against him, and in 24 hours I got my money back. So, unfortunately, now another interesting postscript to this one. My good friend, Kevin Michael Stewart, shout out to you, buddy. He pointed me in the direction of a seller who had a copy of the Dream Master on Laserdisc, and he was letting it go for like $30 your best offer, and he said it was cast signed. I'm like, okay, cool. I put in the offer, it was automatically accepted, and then, I paid him. Within 20 minutes, the guy freaking refunds me. Like he says, oh, I didn't mean to put this up on the auction. And he wouldn't even give me a reason as to why he took it down. Like, I kept inquiring, are you going to relist it or anything? And he wouldn't even let me know anything. So I'm like, you know what? If you're watching this, buddy, screw you, okay? Screw you. So, anyway, sorry for the rant. Next up, half-price books pickups. Only got 2 of them. Continental Divide, great John Belushi film, one of his best ones. Underrated film, very, very good movie, shot in Chicago, my home state, so there you go. Next one, a little late release here, Man in the Iron Mask. Good Leonardo DiCaprio film, not one of his best, certainly. Came out right in the Titanic era, but pretty good movie. Glad to have that one. Then we got one from Disc Replay, believe it or not. Got Rollerball. I remember when I tried to pick this up the first time. Let me show you guys this little price here. See that? It says $1.99. Well, the first time I tried to pick this up, the kid behind the counter who had absolutely no idea, I don't want to say he had no idea what Laserdiscs were, but he was trying to get eBay value for this. And he tells me he wants, like, oh, I want $10 for it. And he didn't even have this priced yet. So I was like, dude, I'm not giving you $10 for Rollerball when I can go buy it on DVD for $3.99, okay? Forget that. And then I walk into the store 2 weeks later, if not 3 weeks later, and then I see all the Laserdiscs they got, and they're all on the floor. Every Laserdisc is $1.99. And then I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, this freaking kid, he had no idea what he was doing. So, but then I picked it up, and unfortunately he wasn't working that day. I just wanted to shove it in his face, but I'm not that mean. So there you go. I got that one. Now we got the good stuff, the really good stuff. Ended up finding this one on eBay. Well, there was one seller, Sean Beard, if you're watching. Thanks a lot, bud, for this one. Good stuff here. Sold me all the Critters movies, minus part 1. But on eBay, did manage to find myself a copy of part 1. Favorite Critters movie of them all. And then followed by the ones that Sean gave me. We got Critters 2. And then Critters 3. And finally, Critters 4. Great series of movies. Love them all. 3 and 4 are okay, but 1 and 2 are the best. Still as a whole, great series. Last one he gave me was Gremlins 2. Better than Gremlins. Don't care what any of you guys have to think about that. I love Gremlins 2. Now we're on to Luis Munoz. Only 2 movies here. We got the original Psycho. I know you guys saw in my last video I had the box set. I wanted to get this one just because Psycho was filmed open matte, and this actually uses the open matte transfer, so I wanted to see it for the full frame. And I got the digital sound copy of Psycho 2. Great sequel. Actually, the best sequel out of all of them. So, there we go. Ended up getting this third one from an eBay seller. We got the original Psycho 3. This one's got a little bit of laser rot, but watchable. Seller was nice. Gave me a refund for it. So, now, last part of the Laserdisc stuff. We're on the Kevin Kobos. Ended up getting a package from him. Let me move this one out of the way real fast. We got Men in Black, great movie. Saw it at least 3 times in the theater. Summer '97. Have no regrets on that one. As many of you may know, the Pioneer, the one that came out domestically was pressed at the DADC and Pioneer. The Pioneer ones are a little harder to come by, but if you do get a Pioneer, they're rot-free. Interestingly enough, that guy Peter, who I talked about, he ended up getting a Pioneer copy of Men in Black, and his is 100% rot-free. But in this case, I didn't want to take a risk, so I've been wanting Men in Black, got the Japanese version. And the one and only Holy Grail I've been after for a very long time. Got the Japanese version of Nemesis. This is actually the director's cut. This has, a different ending, some different scene extensions. The funny thing is about, the story on how I got this is a lot better because I'm going to try to condense this as much as possible because we're, I don't want to say pressed for time, but ended up ordering this and Men in Black from Kobos. Then I got the package in, and then when I opened it up, Men in Black was there, but when I opened up Men in Black to get the other disc out, it was Maximum Overdrive. Turns out, our orders got crossed. Another guy, real cool dude. I'm trying to remember his name right now, but it's Steve Hill. Thank you. Steve Hill, if you're watching, shout out, buddy. Thank you very much. You saved my ass in more ways than you'll ever frickin' know for what you did. So thank you again. A really cool guy, that guy Steve Hill, he ended up getting my package. And, Kevin put us in communique, and we talked to each other. As soon as I found out what happened, I sent him his copy of Maximum Overdrive. Then, interestingly enough, this day he got his Maximum Overdrive. The Kobos package came in, and my copy of Nemesis was in there. And he didn't waste any time. He packaged it right up and sent it to me, and I got it last week. And I wanted to cry tears of joy when I had it in my hands because stateside over here, this is like people try to get $150 for this movie, and Kevin Kobos had it for $10, and there was no way I was letting it go. I've been after it for way too long. So, again, Kevin Kobos, Steve Hill, thank you for getting me this disc big time. You have no idea how happy you've made me. So, anyway, now we're on to DVD and Blu-ray pickup. So we actually got some good stuff. So, first thing I went to, we got Electric Boogaloo, The Rise and Fall of Cannon Films. Believe it or not, guys, if any of you guys haven't seen this movie, watch it. Phenomenal documentary. Just a ton of great interviews with all these great B-movie actors and actresses. It is a great documentary. $5 at Walmart, so go pick it up. If you're a B-movie fan, do not hesitate. Next one up, and I found this one at Walmart. I had to pick this one up for shits and giggles. Police Squad, the complete series. I love this series. Up until a while ago, this is only ever available on Laserdisc or VHS, so glad to finally pick this one up because I got all the Naked Gun movies, so that's just too damn funny. Next one up, Best Buy had a little sale a couple weeks ago. Sale's kind of sort of still going on, but I picked up The Pyramid. Never seen it, but I heard it was like crap. I heard it was good, so for $5, why not? Also picked up Wild. Now, I heard this was a very good film. I never actually bought it, so I never actually seen it, so I blind bought it for, $5. So figured why the hell not, $5. So maybe I like it, maybe I won't. This one I actually found at a thrift store for $3. Jade. Not the greatest movie ever made, but this one's actually out of print. And copies sell for about, anywhere between $15 and $30, depending. I know that you can get the Canadian version for a little bit cheaper, but people want the domestic version a little more, and this actually is the domestic edition. So I found that I actually watched it. It's pretty decent. The ending was a little hard to pick apart, but it was kind of boring, kind of not. It was enjoyable. I'm going to probably keep it. If not, I'll sell it. I'm undecided. Let's leave it at that. Found this one at a thrift store, too. Queen, Rock Montreal, and Live Aid. You know what? I haven't watched this yet, but you know what? Looks pretty cool. I love Queen, so there you go. This next little set, kind of with bated breath, I say this. You guys watch me do these videos. Obviously, I'm a big fan of physical media, but unfortunately, physical media is starting to go the way of the dodo. There's a video store in my local town. They're shutting down, but all the Blu-rays and DVDs they had were on sale for the Blu-rays were like $3. And the DVDs were like $2 a piece, so I went and picked up like 5 or 6 movies from them. One of the movies is outside, my car. I forgot to grab it, but I ended up picking these up. These were all blind buys. Well, save for a couple. This was a blind buy, Deliver Us from Evil. Never seen it. Again, $3. Why not? This movie, Devil. Now, this is a diamond in the rough. If any of you guys ever seen this, do not let the fact that M. Night Shyamalan did this fool you. This is actually a very good movie. I saw it when it came out. Had low expectations, but walked away very, very surprised. So to get this one for $3, very happy. Sinister, never seen this, but again, $3, safe bet. Oculus, never seen that one, but again, safe bet, $3. And lastly, really good remake, The Crazies. Finally got that one back again. I sold my copy off a while ago, but glad to get it back. Last two, John Carpenter's Vampires just came out on Blu-ray technically last week, but I got it in the mail yesterday, so haven't opened it yet. Looking really forward to watching this. Everyone who's reviewed this said Twilight Time, this is one of the best ones they've done yet. great transfer, great sound, so I'm looking forward to watching this. And on the final note, as we all know, last Wednesday was Back to the Future Day. And what better way to celebrate Back to the Future Day than the Back to the Future Blu-ray box set with the light-up flux capacitor. So, cool story behind this one before we signed off. I actually got that set, believe it or not, for $35. Now, you're going to say, oh, did you trade in something? No, I didn't. I ended up picking that up at Best Buy in the morning, right when they opened. Right after I bought it, went grocery shopping, and then checked my phone, and then there was an alert that said, FYE had it for $65. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm right by Best Buy, so I go right back to Best Buy to price match. And then I have my phone in my hand to say, oh yeah, here, FYE has it for $65. Well, the lady behind the counter, she just shoves my phone away, says, oh, I don't even need to look at your phone. I don't care. She just goes right to the computer and looks up Back to the Future. And then the first thing she sees is that the very first price on the FYE's website was the standard Digibook edition of Back to the Future for $35. And then she just blinks her eyes, she says, oh, okay, I'll price match it. And then she literally took what I paid $70 for, price matched it down to $35, and then ended up handing me, my change back, which was like $38. You can say it's a little unethical of me, but the way I see it, if you're going to be ignorant like that and not take my word for it, and I'm trying to be honest with you, and if you're going to say, okay, you're a jerk, I know my job better than you, well, I'm sorry, you deserve what you got. You're not taking that much of a loss. I could have been honest about it, but at the same time, you didn't have to disrespect me in that way. So, you know what? I got a $35 box set that cost $70 originally, so I'm happy on that. So, anyway, guys, good talking to you. Going to have some more stuff be coming in the next couple weeks. Brand Petrie is going to be sending me 2 movies. Got a new seller who's going to be sending me a couple flicks. And I got this new seller from Germany who's going to be sending me 14 movies. So hopefully when we get all that stuff in the mail, then we're going to do another video here. So until next time, guys, take it easy. Have a happy Halloween. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And keep it spinning. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.